Good evening, everyone. This is Mike Patello, and we are making America healthy again. And I am so excited to be with you here tonight. First of all, let me be one of the first people to tell you. I know people have been saying this probably to you the last few days or maybe this week, but I hope you have a fantastic Easter weekend. Happy Easter weekend. Happy Resurrection weekend. He is risen, and it is a fantastic time to really just step back and appreciate what we have in this life. And I'm, looking at all the people that are on this Zoom, all the people that I get the pleasure of working with throughout the week and the days and the months and the years. And I'm a blessed guy. And I'm very, very thankful for each and every one of you. And I'm excited to be here tonight. We've got a lot of information to cover. We got a very special guest. I'm looking forward to kind of sitting back here in a second and listening to Mr. Mick Karshner Diamond go through and share about this amazing business. But before I get to Mick, I just want to I want you to hear a few announcements. I'm excited about two of them that I want to make sure that you know as we continue to go through the month. But I want to remind you today is April 17th. I know we've got this holiday weekend in here, but April 30th is the last day of the month. So, one thing that I remember one of my first mentors always told me, he would tell me, know your numbers, and not N-O your numbers, K-N-O-W your numbers, right? Know your numbers, know where you're at. There's never been, in my opinion, an easier, simpler, faster way for you to have right at your fingertips exactly what you need to do to achieve the rank that you're going towards. Maybe you're ranking up to a brand new rank this month. Maybe you're going to a rank that you hit last month, and you're getting paid an extra bonus. But know your numbers today. Don't wait towards the end of the month. Really get in there, look at your mobile app, click through the advancement, and you'll be amazed at how simple it is for you to understand to walk through what you need to achieve what you're looking for in the month of April. So, a couple of announcements. The first one that I'm pumped up about, if your golds are above, by the way, you would have received a couple emails by now. If you haven't, then, well, you need to make sure you're opted into the company. Reach out to customer service and make sure you're opted in. But we have a happy hour. It's a 2-day event in Houston, Texas. And that's going to be, let's see, I got my notes here, June 13th and 14th. June 13th and 14th. We're maxed out at 250 people. So this is going to be an event that's like filled to the brim. Once the tickets are sold out, they're sold out. Now, we have not put out an email to everybody in the company. We're letting the golds and higher get registered early so they can make their plans to help their teams get everything put together to get those tickets. But make sure, number one, block off those dates. It is Father's Day here in the U.S. for those of you that are fathers and you're celebrating that. What's cool about it is that this event is happening at an extraordinary resort. I mean, it's in the Woodlands in Texas, in Houston, and the resort has like world championship golf. I know Mick said he's golfing with his son probably the day before Friday morning. I mean, there's some opportunities for water park right there inside. Like there's a little wave pool, there's a lazy river. I believe there's a spa. So if it's Father's Day, I mean, why not bring your spouse? Maybe some of you want to bring your kids. I know we're even going back and forth going, do we really bring our kids right now? Maybe we bring our kids and then we stay an extra day. So it is a great weekend to be able to plan. If you get to get poured into on Friday afternoon, evening for business, obviously we've got food, drink Friday night with a great networking session. Saturday, we got a absolutely full calendar that includes 4+ hours of full-blown strategy training on how to take your business to the next level. We've got a dinner that night with drinks, and we have Dr. Gutman's going to be there. I'm going to be there. All the diamonds will be there. We've got Mauricio will be there, and it's going to be. I've been working on some of the content that we're going to have at this event, and we're just going to continue to help take your business to the next level. And when you look at a product like Immunocal, and I know Mick's going to dig into that, and I'm not going to take away from that and go down a path, but the product is so solid. It's just a matter now of you continuing to not only educate yourself on the product, but how to share it with other people. And then they get on it and people stay on it. So you want to be at the Houston Happy Hour. Lastly, and I'm real excited about this, the company Immunotec is a company that I believe is just super forward thinking. Mauricio and I, when we got together and started talking about the vision of making America healthy again and really taking that across Canada, taking that across Europe, and then around the world, we knew each other. We've known each other for a decade, but we never worked with each other. And what I've continued to see week after week after week is a guy that, I enjoy working with. I enjoy being partnered with. I enjoy brainstorming with, strategizing with. And even more important than just enjoying those things, I appreciate his willingness and openness to listen and adapt to the market and see kind of how we, need to grow as a company in certain markets. And I'm going to tell you that this came out in a leadership call. This will officially be announced May 1st, but I'm going to give you a little heads up. May 1st, the Business Builder Bonus, which is a significant income for many, many people, and the customer bonus, they will be starting to pay weekly. So we will go from month commission, that'll become a weekly commission, those two particular bonuses, the Business Builder Bonus and the customer bonus. So that's something that you're able to get involved and get started very quickly. Mick's going to tell you exactly how to do that. And then you can start making money the very next week. You're not waiting until the next month. But that's something that all the details are going to be coming out. You're going to hear more about it to understand it. But at the end of the day, it's this. It's not something you need to make a bunch of notes on tonight and make a big announcement. It's just a matter of put people in the business. Let them get started as consultants. Let them get started as pros, and you're going to get paid quicker. Like that. I like to simplify things. I don't like to complicate things. So continue building your business. Put people in the business. You get paid quicker, a lot quicker. So with that, I will tell you this. We have a massive, massive growth happening within Immunotec as a whole. I read today, the 17th, right? Today was, we've never been as an organization, as a company, 28 years globally. I mean, obviously we're looking collectively as the global. We've never had a bigger April to the 17th than today. This is the biggest April the company's ever had in 28 years. And, my response back to Mauricio and the team around the world, literally on customer service to Mexico, to Europe, all over Latin America, South America was, with the team that he has assembled, with the field that has assembled, not only in the US, but around the world, I think that this is going to be the beginning of so many daily, weekly, monthly goals that just get absolutely crushed, and we have to continue going to the next level. And we've said it, we've got a big vision. I call it, almost like Project 2030. It's in my head. It's not official, but it's one team with one dream, and we're going for 1 billion and 1 billion in sales in the next 5 years. That puts us at 2030. I don't like to look beyond that because that's a big, it's a big ways away for a lot of people, but I start to break that down and work backwards. And I say, what's Clayton's life going to look like when that happens? What's Annette's life going to look like when that happens? What's Darren's life going to look like when that happens? What's Alicia's life's going to look like? What's Denise's life going to look like? What Mick's life is going to look like? What's your life going to look like when we create that? Because you're a part of it. And when you have a product with the research that we have, you have the vision of a field-minded company, ownership, leadership team that is absolutely 100% dedicated to this business, this model, and you've got a recipe for absolutely awesome sauce. So with that, I want to welcome to the Zoom tonight, Mr. Mick Karshner. Mick is a diamond in the company. He is a superstar. Hey, nice hat. And what I love about Mick is that when I first met Mick, like people would think, and even I started to think at one point, I never forget. I mean, I'm talking to Mick and I mean, we're having this conversation and I feel like, Mick's my long lost brother. And he goes, Mike, we've only known each other, not today, but this is about a month and a half, 2 months ago. He goes, we've known each other for about 9 days. And, and it's hilarious because Mick's the kind of guy that makes you feel comfortable, but you know he knows what he's talking about. He's a professional in this business. He's probably recruited more personal people to Immunotec within this organization than anybody that I know of. The numbers that Mick puts on the board are remarkable. And tonight he's going to share with you how you can not only be a part of this, but how you can take your numbers to the next level. So Mick, super proud of you, super happy you had me introduce you on this call. I'm very happy to do that. Can't wait to hear what you have to share tonight. And I know the people feel the same way. So Mick Karshner, Diamond and Immunotec, take it away.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you. And every time I listen to you, I get more and more excited. So I just love all the updates. I'm excited about Houston. Been there once. Can't wait to go back, bringing the whole Karshner family. And they're pumped up. It's going to be a really, really special event. So if you're on here debating, should I go? Yes, just go. I mean, if you want to treat Immunotec as a real business and be serious about it and plant your flag and take this career path with this stable company, yeah, show up in Houston, because that's how I got to where I've gotten so far with this team. As I went and I saw and I met, and I believe in what we're doing here because I went to that event. So the events are really powerful. I'm going to try and share my screen here, so I'm going to need to get a 10-4 that you guys can see it. Let's see, stop share. Share, there it is, share. Okay. So Mike or Denise, if you could just say, yep, we see your screen.
Yep, I can see it, Mick. I can see it. I'm going to have somebody type in the comment to make sure everybody else can see it. So it's not just, yep, looks like Rise Up Nation just said they can see it. So you're good to go, Mick.
Rusty and Angela, thank you. Well, welcome. Good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy that you're here to check this out. Tonight's opportunity presentation is for new people to learn a little bit about this company called Immunotec. And tonight, I'm just going to give a brief overview. It's probably going to be maybe 20 minutes, but it's going to give you enough information that you're going to know if you want to take it to the next step and get back with the person that invited you to come take a look at this team and this company and product line and what we're putting together here. And I think you'll be impressed when you see what we've got here. I know I was. I've been now in the industry for 21 years, full-time as a professional in this industry. And I started as a boat mechanic. I had no experience whatsoever in this industry of network marketing. And I started way back in 2004, and it completely changed my life, completely changed the destiny of my family's life, this industry, just because I said yes, and I believed, and I found some mentors to follow and to teach me the skills and how to do this. And we became debt-free and have just lived an incredible life. Like, my kids now are 14 and 16, and they've never known a day when dad wasn't home. You know, I've worked from home for all these years. And so, you know, a lot of people get into this for the money, me included, back in 2004, because I was so broken in debt. I got in for the money, like, show me how to make some money with this, because it was all new to me. But really, after you do have success in a business like this, yeah, the money's great, and we all need money to pay the bills and make, you know, life go and all that. But the time that it buys you back, the time freedom of being able to do whatever you want, when you want, with who you want, and the style you want to do it in, that is the part that is such a blessing to so many people that treat this as a career and learn the necessary skills and get to work. So I just want you to know that tonight you're going to see a very special and unique opportunity. I've looked at a lot of them over the last few years, and most of them were the kind of the same type of thing. You know, they had a health and wellness product that was a good product or whatever, but it wasn't unique. I mean, you know, you take a health and wellness, like a weight loss shake, for instance, there's thousands of them. So, you know, there's no uniqueness there. Or like a collagen product, there's thousands of them. Skincare line, there's thousands of different choices. And so when I saw this opportunity that you're going to learn about tonight, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is like, we're it. We have no competition at all. We are the only game in town, and this thing's been around for 28 years. And, at 62, I wanted to find a stable company. I wanted stability. I don't have enough years left to keep starting over and, hoping a startup company makes it, which most of them don't. If you look at the facts, most startups do not make it. And I know they sound exciting and sexy and, oh man, no one knows about this. You're first in the world, blah, blah, blah. I know, I get all that. And it is exciting if they work, if they last. But the challenge is most of them don't. So when I saw this and they said, hey, Mick, this thing's 28 years old, it's rock solid, it's debt free, it's stable, it's privately owned, it doesn't have venture capitalists in it to mess everything up. This thing is rock solid. But we also have like a ground floor opportunity because they've never officially had a focused launch in the USA and Canada. It's been predominantly in Latin America and is already doing a couple 100 million. And now we're going to bring it to the US. That really, really got my attention. I said, okay, this is what I've been looking for. And I went out to Texas and, met the team and met the owner and toured the corporate offices and, tried the products, talked to Dr. Gutman, and I just planted my flag. This is where I'm going to finish my career. So I don't have to worry about it going away or shutting down or going out of business or whatever. We're just getting this thing started here in the US and Canada. So yeah, we're in a really good spot. So let me just go through a few slides here and talk a little bit about our product line. And these are some things that I think all of us can relate to, sleeping, focusing, especially after the whole COVID thing. A lot of people, still have brain fog from that crazy thing, still today, after all these years, and just feeling run down and all the other things, aging too fast. That one really got me, at 62, that's a concern of mine. I haven't, treated my body the best all these years, especially when I was younger. But as you get older, it becomes a priority in your life. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to get old. I'm really into golf right now, and my son is really into golf, wanting to take a career path in that direction. And I go golfing with him, and we walk all these holes, and I'm thankful that I'm still able to do that at 62, and I'm in good shape. We can go walk 18, no problem. I can do it again the next day. But I know people my age that aren't that fortunate. Their health is taking a toll on them, and they're aging. Okay. And so when I started learning about all this stuff and how the world we live in today with pollution and toxins in our water and air and everything, we're getting exposed and we're under attack all the time from the minute we get up to the minute we go to bed at night. There's a lot of supplements out there that they say to take, but they actually don't do anything. There's no evidence to prove they do anything. It's just good marketing. The pesticides, all kinds of things, attacking our system. It's coming at us 24/7 from all directions. So, our families deserve the best that we can get, the best health so that we can have energy to spend time with our kids and, not be getting sick all the time. Especially when you have kids and they're going to school and stuff, kids can bring stuff home all the time, and then the whole family gets sick and it runs its course and goes through. And so these products I'm going to be talking about tonight really help with that, to keep your immune system strong so your kids aren't getting sick, their brains are focused, and they just feel good. It's super, super important. So tonight we have some good news, because what you're going to learn about tonight, a product called Immunotec, is going to do just that. It's a clinically proven product, and it all stems from something that's in every cell in our body, which is called glutathione. And most people haven't heard of glutathione. I mean, if you're new on here, have you ever heard of it? I did a few years ago, and it was a topical cream where you just pump some out of the little pump bottle on your hand. And they said, yeah, just rub it on the back of your hand, and that's going to produce all this glutathione in your body. And, I bought into the marketing because they made it sound really like it worked. But come to find out, it didn't do anything. It was just really good marketing, but you can't get more glutathione produced in your body by rubbing some cream on your hand. You can't get it by taking a capsule. You can't get it by using those mouthwashes. It just doesn't work. There's zero evidence that says that it works. So when you see all those supplements out there, choose wisely. And I'm going to show you how this is very different. But your body can't live without glutathione. It's got to have it. And it's in all of our cells. It builds our immune system. It detoxes us. Energy, it multiplies our energy. And it's the master antioxidant. And we already know how important antioxidants are just because of what we talked about a few slides earlier. All of the toxic stuff that we're exposing our bodies to. The antioxidants are really, really important. So here's the bad news about glutathione. It's crashing. It's depleting as we age. And so at the age of 40, our levels start to drop at 40 years old. So when I saw this thing and I thought, gosh, this has been around 28 years. What was I, 34, 28 years ago. I wish I would have known about it then, so I could have started taking this product and increasing my glutathione values. Heck, there's no telling how good I would look and feel, right? And so it's not only for older people, it's also a preventative for what's coming. So people in their 30s, man, I'd get on this stuff, start raising those glutathione values now. So you kind of got a head start on it, and you can hopefully slow down the aging process a little bit. And then by age 70, which for a guy like me, that's in 8 short years, 70% lower glutathione levels in your cells than you had before. And so a lot of the decline in glutathione, here's what's really cool. There's something called Google. You can go to Google and type in whatever you want to type in. If you start doing your research on glutathione, everything that we're talking about here tonight it's out there. It's already published on the internet. It's a fact that your glutathione starts to deplete and it leads to chronic disease. You get weak, your immune system gets weak, you get sick, inflammation, all these things that make us feel old. And so all of the facts and the data are out there. So if we know that, we get educated on this, how can we increase our levels of glutathione in our body? We could try to eat it, but that's a whole nother subject we could have a Zoom on about. Our food today isn't what it used to be. It's just not. An apple today does not have the same nutritional value that it did 25 years ago. The food just isn't as healthy as it used to be. So eating it's not going to do it. We could inject it, but I look at that picture. I'm not a needle guy, man. Like when I have to go get a blood panel, once a year for my physical or whatever, man, I want to pass out when they start getting that needle by me. I'm not kidding, man. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't like needles. So I would never want to have to inject glutathione every week. And the thing about doing it that way, it's temporary. It's very short-lived. It does work though. It's proven. You shoot that stuff up in your vein, man, it'll hit you and it works, but for a very short amount of time. So that's not going to be, something that most people are going to do, have needles in their house and keep injecting glutathione all the time. I know I'm not going to do it, or supplement it, but like it says here, liposomal glutathione, some of you may have heard that, it breaks down before it ever even gets to the cells. So like I said earlier, the capsules, the creams, the topical creams, the mouthwashes, none of that stuff does anything to increase your glutathione because it can't make it to where it needs to get. So what can we do? We can biohack it. And so what you're going to learn about tonight is a product called Immunocal, and we call it the body shot. And Immunotec is the world leader in patented glutathione research. And so it's really interesting how we're the world leader at glutathione research, and we do not sell a glutathione product. Okay, so wrap your head around that. We don't sell a glutathione product because they don't work. So why would we want to sell one? So this is very different. It's bonded cysteine, and this is a way by drinking Immunocal that it can give your body what it needs to produce its own glutathione. It's called a glutathione precursor. And so it can make it through the digestive system and get to the cells and build the values of our glutathione in our cells. And so it's a protein, and this process keeps the protein undamaged so we can actually make more glutathione, and it's clinically proven to do so. That's the other thing I love about this product line and the science behind it. It's not, hey, when you drink this Immunocal, it might increase your glutathione levels. It's clinically proven to do so. So now you just have to decide, do I want to increase my glutathione values in my body? And once you start Googling it and reading about it, the answer is going to be yes. You will want to increase your values. Here's the lineup. We've got 3 versions of Immunocal. This is the Power Trio. And me personally, the more I educate myself on what this product does, the more I drink. So my regime is I have the blue one in the morning, I have the platinum about lunchtime, and then about 4 o'clock every day I have the sport. I drink one of each every single day. And some days, if I'm not feeling it, I'll put all 3 of them in together and just chug it down. They call it a CEO shot. And man, it's really, really good. But the difference is the blue one, anyone from a newborn infant can take it all the way, to 108 years old. Anybody can take that blue one. Anybody can take the silver one too. It's got some additional things though that are good for women and hormonal health. My wife's 55. And by the way, she hasn't shared this yet, but I'm going to share it. She said, the other day she told me, Mick, since I've been drinking that platinum, I have not had one hot flash. Not one. At 55, she's at that age. And so she was having nights where she'd wake up in bed and just be soaked and have to throw the covers off. And it'd been going on for a while. And she said since she got on this platinum, she's never had one. And it just like dawned on her. She's like, you know what? So ladies, if you know any women that have that kind of stuff going on, have them try that platinum. And then the sport, there's all kinds of professional athletes take it. It's also got another precursor in it that does kind of the same thing that the precursor to glutathione does, but this precursor is a precursor to nitric oxide. And so for men, that's a really good thing. Think blood flow. I mean, if you look at the #1 selling men's drug out there, which is Viagra, that's what it's got. It's about nitric oxide. And so that sport one, super powerful too. It's just a heck of a lineup. And then they're matching boosters. So the boosters have that Nerf2 catalyst. And I like the booster myself better because #1, nutrition. It's loaded with nutrition, but it makes my product taste better. Like when I drink Immunocal, the blue one, to me, it tastes like milk, If I didn't have the boosters, would I still drink it? Oh, heck yes. Now, knowing what I know, I don't really care what it tastes like. I would just chug it down because it's that good. I know my glutathione values are increasing and I'm slowing down my aging process. So I'm going to put it down no matter what. But when you add that green booster into that blue box, it tastes so good that my 14 and 16-year-olds now make their own. Before I was like, kids, don't forget, take your body shot. Yeah, dad. Nah, nah. Now they just make their own. They go in there and shake it up because they love the taste of it. And so as a parent, that makes me feel so good knowing they're taking that They're taking their WIMs every day to get all of their omegas and all that. So it's a really good product line that the entire family can consume. And what's interesting about the name of this company, Immunotec, it comes from that line on the top, immunity from technology. And so when you look at the research and development of this supplement, it's staggering when you look at this page right here. 79 patents on this product. I mean, 45 years ago is when they started the research on using this precursor to glutathione to raise your glutathione values. It's incredible how much science is behind this. And, I shared in the beginning of this, doing this for 21 years. I've never had this luxury of a product that had this much science and clinical studies and, that the product was clinically proven to do what it says, not from hype marketing. It's written, it's documented. And so it's a nice position to be in, and we have no competition. There's nobody else that has this. So if you're like me and looking at this from a business opportunity perspective, that's a big deal. And you'll notice too here at Immunotec, if you start listening to some of the replays of some of these calls, there's a higher caliber of person getting involved because of this page right here, because of all the publications and patents and gold standard studies. And it's such a legitimate product. I mean, there's even a section in the PDR, the physician's desk reference, that every medical professional has in their office. Not an ingredient in this product. Immunical itself is in the physician's desk reference. So you want some like street credibility, it doesn't get much stronger than that. But you'll see that there's, people from the medical field, white collar, very educated people are getting involved in this and using the product and even referring it to other people just because of how much science and documentation that we have behind it. And it makes a difference because look at this page. Look at some of these, this kind of glance through these. I'm not going to read through them all, and this is just a handful. But start thinking about anyone in your family or anyone in your sphere of influence that that may relate to one of these things on here. And I'm sure you're already going, oh gosh, yes. Oh gosh, yes. Well, all of these things are talked about and documented inside of those studies and written about how raising glutathione levels can improve these things. Okay. And so then everyone's deal is, well, how do I raise my glutathione levels? You're finding out tonight. It's called Immunical. And it's just an incredible product. It's so good that these athletes, that have to be on the top of their game and in the ultimate physical condition, they're using these products. And these aren't paid people. They're not paid to say they use it. They use it because it gives them an edge when they're competing. And so, hey, if it's good enough for them, it's definitely good enough for me, right? So the USA and Canada beta launch has begun. We just started. February was kind of a partial month. And then we had March last month was another great month. And like Mike said in the beginning, April's already taken off like this. It's a great time to get involved. We've got the world's only patented glutathione precursor called Immunical. All the studies, there's already been over 500 million servings sold in Latin America and the different places that this company started. And now USA and Canada. I promise you, you could go down your street right now and knock on 10 doors and say, hey, have you ever heard of Immunical? No one's ever heard of it. So it presents a tremendous opportunity here for those of us in the USA and Canada to take a 28-year-old stable, rock solid, growing company into this market. And so that's what's got myself and so many people so excited right now because it's a very unique situation. I don't know of any other like this. And if you're looking at this tonight as a business opportunity, which most likely you are, These packs are how you get started. And, you know, it shows 3 on here. I really only talk about the middle one, which is the silver shortcut pack for $549. And it's actually less than that right now. If you go onto the website, it's less than that. It's 400 and something bucks. But why do I always look at that one? Because the 2000 PV on the bottom, for those of you looking at this as a business, there's a rank in the compensation plan called Venture. And tonight's not the night to get all deep into the compensation plan. But if you have experience in the industry and you'd like to see it, just ask who invited you to look at this presentation tonight, and they can send you the PDF of the entire 7 ways of earning. But the rank of venture is in there, and a venture is when you have 2000 PV in a 1-month period. So what happens when you come in as a consultant on the 2000 PV package, you're automatically venture for life. Like you don't have to re-qualify for that rank. You get that rank of venture. And why is that important? Well, it adds another additional generation of pay, override commissions for you. So you want to just lock that in right out of the gate, okay? It's just a real simple way. Do you have to do it that way? Of course not. There's the $199 if a person wants to dip their toe in the water. And then if somebody's going to do a lot of shake and share and do immuno bars and shake it up, the Immunocal, and share with people, you know, in their local community and such, the 1549 pack is smart because you're going to get it for the least amount per serving. And then you can sell samples or you can just give samples. That's totally up to you. Or maybe you have a chiropractic office or something and you want some stock in your office. You could use that. But for me, I'm always going for the 549. It's the shortcut to silver. And also, Canada, you know, there's different regulations and such in Canada, so they have different packages. But we have people on this team right here in Canada that are already making it happen. They're using these packages right here. And of course, their most popular one is going to be the middle, the silver shortcut, just like on the USA packages. So how does a business like this work? Maybe you're new and you have no experience like me 21 years ago. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't understand any of this stuff. It's all about people moving product. And anytime a product is sold, a person earns a commission. It's that simple. And so this 1K Club, this action plan, this is the driver that brings like the whole rest of the compensation plan to life. If we just follow this, meaning I get in as a consultant, and me, I got the 2000 PV pack. And then I'm going to help 3 people get started on their 2000 PV pack. And keep in mind, that's not dollars. So don't get scared like, oh, $2,000. Oh my gosh. No, that's points. Okay. The package is, you know, around 500 bucks. So it's 2000 points. But when you come in on that and then bring 3 other people in on that and then help them get 3, that's all you have to do in order to start making, you know, 1,000, 1,500 bucks a month that quick, that simple. And then, of course, you don't have to stop there if you don't want to. But I know most people in this country, with as much as everything costs, if I could refer a handful of people and get an extra 1,000 bucks a month coming into my family's bank account, that would make a difference for a lot of people out there. And you can do it quickly here. We have people already doing this right now, and we've just begun. We're just getting started. So this is kind of the roadmap to getting to the higher ranks, is just following this and keeping it super simple. Get 3, help them get 3, and repeat the process every single month. And by doing that, guess what? You're also going to earn what's called cruise points. And you know, over 21 years of doing this full time, of course, our family's been on some cruises, but I'll tell you what we've never had happen. We've never had the company that we earned the incentive cruise rent out the entire cruise ship just for our company. Like I was thinking, the last one we went was in Mexico. And, you know, it was our company, whoever, you know, qualified to go on the cruise trip. But then it was all thousands of other people from who knows where that weren't involved with our company. And it was fun and crowded, and it was a good time and all that. But I can't imagine this company, Immunotec, they've rented the entire cruise ship you're looking at just for our company. So imagine, other than the staff on that ship, every person you bump into's in Immunotec, like you. This is going to be a blast. We've already had people that have qualified for this. It's going to be a 6-night deal, starting off in Panama City and then hitting these other spots. We're taking our kids too. They're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time. So I would say if you're new tonight and you're going, I've been thinking about joining my friend in Immunotec, and now you've seen what you've seen tonight, man, get started tonight and start racking up some points. You have all the way till July 31st to accumulate points to get yourself on this cruise ship with all the rest of us. And it is going to be a blast. It's going to be an absolute blast. So that's kind of a brief overview tonight of Immunotec and the company, the product line. It's just an incredible opportunity. I call it a 5-star opportunity. It's got all the ducks in the row. All the boxes have been checked. Like I said, I like that it's stable. I don't have to worry about it going away or going out of business. It's a place that I can finish my career right here at this company. And so I hope tonight that you choose to do the same, and you can get back with the person that invited you to come take a peek tonight, and they can help you get started, and you can start racking up some cruise points and get on that cruise with us. So that's it for tonight. God bless each and every one of you, and I will see you on the next one. Bye now.